Ever wondered how AI isn't just about cool gadgets, but is actually changing how countries deal with each other? It's like having a super smart helper that can analyze loads of data really fast, helping countries make big decisions from economy to the national security as well. And for Africa, using AI could mean predicting weather for farmers and getting better deals with other countries, strengthening international relationships, and attracting investments. So, how exactly is AI becoming a game changer in global politics? And how Africa can benefit from it? What are the key factors that Africa should keep in mind while implementing AI? And what the major problems are that can be faced for the integration of AI? Let's uncover all these questions in this video, so be with us until the end. Let's dive in and find out. When AI enters the room as a compelling digital technology, it makes sense for Africa to understand its potential and actual political impact, so that it can prepare for and respond to the change the technology brings. More specifically, it's important to understand more complexly how AI, geopolitics, and grand strategy intersect in Africa. Understanding the intersection would reveal valuable insights. These insights, in turn, presumably tell a story of both opportunities and challenges for Africa. So far, Africa has witnessed accounts of how AI transforms many aspects of life globally. It would be fair to say Africa feels its impact too. Moreover, it's hard not to notice how AI reshapes the continent's businesses and government operations, and equally importantly, how the rest of the world sees and interacts with African nations for AI projects. The point is that AI isn't just about technology, it's becoming essential to geopolitics. Let's consider a few reasons. First, AI reportedly helps countries make decisions by analyzing large amounts of data quickly, improving everything from national security to economic planning. For instance, countries like the United States and China leverage AI for national security, including cybersecurity and surveillance, demonstrating its vital role in modern strategies. Adopting AI could enhance our security measures and intelligence capabilities too, making Africa more robust against regional conflicts. However, at a more meaningful level, AI could also help manage resources better, provide better social grant allocation, improve citizen engagement, and enhance the public service. Secondly, the technology could make Africa more competitive globally, mainly through its application in economic sectors such as mining and agriculture, where AI can predict weather conditions, optimize planting schedules, and manage resources more efficiently. The technology could boost productivity and sustainability, positioning Africa more competitively in the global agricultural market. Finally, AI is reshaping global power dynamics, with its integration affecting geopolitics through the strategic advantages it offers to nations. For African countries, developing AI could enhance their geopolitical influence by strengthening international relationships, attracting investments, and ensuring participation in global AI governance discussions. The global race for AI dominance also leads to new alliances centered on AI research and ethics. Africa could benefit significantly by joining or forming such alliances, providing access to shared technologies and standards. Effectively harnessing AI holds the potential to elevate the geopolitical stature of African nations, positioning us as key players in global affairs. But how does Africa do so? Grand strategy is crucial. It's about planning to use the continent's and individual countries' resources wisely to achieve long-term goals. Incorporating AI into these grand strategies is essential for Africa. The African Union's AU recent publication of a draft white paper on AI marks a significant milestone in the continent's journey regarding grand strategy. The white paper outlines the transformative potential of AI for socio-economic development in Africa, suggesting ways African governments can utilize AI to improve sectors like healthcare, education, agriculture, and transportation. It emphasizes the need for tailored AI policy frameworks, strategic fiscal and monetary policies, and international cooperation to support AI advancements. Additionally, the paper highlights the importance of investing in AI education and training, creating a supportive environment for innovation, prioritizing funding for AI deployment, and ensuring ethical AI use. By following these guidelines, African governments can leverage AI to enhance service delivery and stimulate economic growth. Still, African leaders could also learn from how other countries use AI in their grand strategies. We could look at examples like Singapore's AI for Everyone campaign. The campaign intends to give all citizens a working knowledge of AI. African nations can tailor these strategies to their needs, ensuring that AI helps rather than harms sovereignty. As the world becomes more interconnected through technology, Africa can redefine its global standing. By integrating AI into their geopolitics and grand strategy, the nation positions itself as active shapers of the future. The path ahead is largely unwritten for now, and Africa is poised to write a success story of strategic innovation and growth. Before we proceed further, discussing how continent is preparing for AI laws and what are the major problems that could be faced by African nations while implementing AI, I'd like to hear from you. Are you finding this video informative? Feel free to share your thoughts and questions in the comment section below. And if you're finding it helpful, please consider liking and subscribing to our channel. Your support means a lot to us and helps us reach a wider audience and the content that you'll love. Let's continue this journey together. However, AI is expanding across the continent and new policies are taking shape. But poor digital infrastructure and regulatory bottlenecks could slow adoption. In the Zanzibar archipelago of Tanzania, rural farmers are using an AI-assisted app called Nuru that works in their native language of Swahili to detect a devastating cassava disease before it spreads. In South Africa, computer scientists have built machine learning models to analyze the impact of racial segregation in housing. And in Nairobi, Kenya, AI classifies images from thousands of surveillance cameras perched on lampposts in the bustling city's center. The projected benefit of AI adoption on Africa's economy is interesting. Estimates suggest that 4 African countries alone, Nigeria, Ghana, Kenya, and South Africa, could rake in up to $136 billion worth of economic benefits by 2030 if businesses there begin using more AI tools. Now, the African Union is preparing an ambitious AI policy that envisions an Africa-centric path for the development and regulation of this emerging technology. But debates on when AI regulation is warranted and concerns about stifling innovation could pose a roadblock, while a lack of AI infrastructure could hold back the technology's adoption. While seeing a growth of AI in the continent, it's really important there be set rules in place to govern these technologies. Some African countries have already begun to formulate their own legal and policy frameworks for AI. 7 have developed national AI policies and strategies, which are currently at different stages of implementation. Elsewhere, major AI laws and policies are also taking shape. This week, the European Union passed the AI Act, set to become the world's first comprehensive AI law. If African countries don't develop their own regulatory frameworks that protect citizens from the technology's misuse, some experts worry that Africans will face social harms, including bias, that could intensify inequalities. And if these countries don't also find a way to harness AI's benefits, others fear these economies could be left behind. More than 50 countries and the EU have AI strategies in place, and more than 700 AI policy initiatives have been implemented since 2017. But only 5 of those initiatives are from Africa, and none of the OECD's 38 member countries are African. Africa's voices and perspectives have largely been absent from global discussions on AI governance and regulation. In Libya, autonomous lethal weapon systems have already been used in fighting, and in Zimbabwe, a controversial, military-driven national facial recognition scheme has raised concerns over the technology's alleged use as a surveillance tool by the government. The draft AU AI policy didn't explicitly address the use of AI by African governments for national security interests, but it acknowledges that there could be extreme AI risks. Some African researchers think it's too early to be thinking about AI regulation. The industry is still nascent there due to the high cost of building data infrastructure, limited internet access, a lack of funding, and a dearth of powerful computers needed to train AI models. A lack of access to quality training data is also a problem. African data is largely concentrated in the hands of companies outside of Africa. This is not the kind of story you typically hear when it comes to AI in Africa. Patronizing vaulting narratives, the idea that poor countries can use new technologies to bypass traditional stages of development, dominate, casting forward to a future in which Africa could capture 10% of a multi-trillion-dollar future AI market, while as of now, Africa accounts for only 3% of global trade, with armies of local AI entrepreneurs leading the charge to revolutionize everything from agriculture to education and health. However, affordability matters hugely to African users, putting cloud computing out of reach for many. Some free resources are available, such as Google's Colab and Amazon's SageMaker, but they are insufficient for computationally intensive problems. Apart from that, people's lives and livelihoods are at stake. Recent analysis shows that AI can be a critical enabler to accomplish 134 of the 169 targets under the Sustainable Development Goals (SDG) framework, for example, by increasing productivity, supporting clean energy deployment, or enhancing biodiversity management. At the same time, AI may inhibit as many as 59 of the SDG targets, for example, by worsening inequality or threatening democracy. Every African nation has unique factors like their current situation, requirements, and limitations, which affect how they should approach fixing the fundamental issues in power, connectivity, and data essential for AI and the digital economy. However, despite these differences, there are three overarching principles that can be applied across various situations. Here's a brief summary of the main points. First, addressing the foundational issue of affordable and reliable power is crucial, with a focus on leveraging the relationship between digital infrastructure and power systems to improve power quality, drive renewable energy demand, and create new revenue streams. Secondly, the next important thing is to push for technology changes from the ground up instead of forcing them from the top down. This means making sure markets are stable and fair, clearing up rules for digital stuff, putting money into AI research, and moving public services online. Lastly, decreasing barriers to entry for researchers and entrepreneurs interested in AI and ML in Africa is essential. This includes providing access to affordable cloud computing resources, receiving equipment donations, offering training programs, and establishing regional initiatives for collaborative learning and resource sharing. It's really important not to overlook AI, because it can either make things a lot better or create big problems for societies. African nations should avoid falling for empty promises of quick progress and instead concentrate on laying a strong foundation that gives everyone a fair chance to benefit from AI. The IDC predicts that by 2025, Global 2000 organizations, which ranks according to sales, profits, assets, and market value, will set aside over 40% of their core IT spend for AI-related initiatives. Africa, even after being aware of the benefits AI could give to their continent, would it introduce laws and policies for the AI in its next AU summit? Or the continent will prioritize the major SDG problems it has been facing since decades? What do you think about it? Let us know your opinions in the comments section, and don't forget to share the video and like and click on the subscribe button as well for remaining updated of the current trends in this fast-paced modern world. Until next video, stay tuned.